Hello, everyone. Whoop. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. The reason I was laughing is because the audio of the fighting didn't clue in immediately, and I'm like, sounds much more quiet than I was expecting. Oh well, and then just as I was doing my introduction, it was like, here's a bunch of screaming. Anyways, we were gonna talk to Colin, because we haven't talked to him yet.
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Block with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
I'm glad I'm here.
I just hope I can help.
As do we all. It is enough that you would try. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
You trust in the Inquisition?
You left the Templars for this. You believe the Inquisition can work?
I do. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can...
Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
Was this the one where you got really over? I can't flirt with him. I love flirting with him. He gets so awkward. You thought through this.
You've given this a lot of thought.
I know what happens when order is lost, and action comes too late. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Ryden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
I should have flirted with him, just to show how much, show why I love him so much, but we need to talk with bro some more. The nice
Did you
view.
need something?
Tell me about yourself.
I should get to know you better. We are working together after all.
What would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
I grew up in Ferelden near Holland. I was transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight.
Oh, okay, this one's funny, so I am going to read this one. How to act for Eldon, my esteemed Lady Sidionia. I'd like to take full responsibility for Lady Marchalette's odd behavior of late. You see, we recently began the study of history. I thought that it would do the young mistress some good to be exposed to all Theodosian's cultures and not just Orlais. It was a foolish thought. Regrettably, your dear daughter has taken a particular interest in Ferelden folklore. She first developed an affinity for King Galahad, which seems to have devolved into a borderline infatuation. She stared at me, eyes wide, when I told her how he unified the barbarians with his allegedly incomparable might and charisma. Every time I tried to move the lesson on to something more important, she insisted I tell her again about Galahad. How the Fereldans say his hair was twice as yellow as the sun, his chin more chiseled than the tallest peak in the Frostbacks. Twice now I've had to tear down drawings she tacked up in her bedroom of the man shirtless. Then we moved on to the werewolves, which was even worse. As you may have already known, the Fereldans venerate the folk heroes Dane and Hafter. Dane was said to have been a werewolf, and Hafter to have descended from one. No enlightened man or woman could ever view such people with anything but revulsion. But you know, Fereldans in their love of wildlife. Unfortunately, these tales of the Wolfman set their little mistress' imagination afire. When she suggested we put on a play for you and her lord father, I could not say no. I'm afraid that's why Marchalette was running through the mansion, wearing wet furs and frightening the chambermaids. She was rehearsing a scene in which Hafter drives back the darkspawn. I've been informed that some priceless family heirlooms were destroyed amidst all the confusion, and I cannot fully express my dismay. I understand if my abject failure as a tutor results in my immediate dismissal. Letter from Brother... Oh. I was imagining this as a governess. Oh well. A letter from Brother Bernard to his former employer. Oh.
This is the first I've returned in almost 10 years.
You were away a long time.
You haven't seen Ferelden in 10 years. Are you glad to be back?
I was not sorry to leave at the time. I did not expect to return. Now, between the Divine's murder and the breach, I've arrived to find nothing but chaos.
Yup. Really all of Thedas is in chaos, but... tell me about the Blight.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight. Did you fight Darkspawn?
No. I was stationed at Ferelden's Circle Tower. The Circle had troubles of its own. I remained there during the Blight.
What happened at the Circle?
What happened at the Circle Tower?
Few who survived the Blight have fond memories of that time. I would prefer not to speak of it.
Fair enough, especially since we already know because we played through it. Tell me about Kirkwall.
What was Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Canary occupied and then attacked the city. The Viscount's murder caused political unrest. Relations between mages and Templars fell apart. An apostate blew up the Chantry, and the Knight Commander went mad. Other than that, it was fine.
Tell me about the rebellion.
What happened between Kirkwall's mages and Templars?
You were at the Conclave. You must have heard people speak of it.
Yes, but you were there.
There was tension between mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
How did it end? With everyone dying.
What happened then?
The
Well, not true,
Templars should have restored order, but Red Lyrium had driven Knight Commander Meredith mad. She threatened to kill Kirkwall's champion, turned on her own men. I'm not sure how far she would have gone. Too far.
So you opposed her?
I stood with the champion against her, in the end. I should have seen through Meredith sooner.
Varric's from Kirkwall.
Varric's from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely at Varric's insistence. Apparently, I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
I mean, you are talking to Varric.
I'll let you return to your work.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
Boop.
Yes?
Tell me about Templar life.
I'd like to know more about the Templars.
If you need insight into what the Order is doing now, I'm afraid I can't offer more than you already know. Anything else, I will answer as best I can.
Oh geez, okay. Why'd you become a Templar?
Why did you join the Order?
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templars as our local chantry to teach me. At first, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness to learn. The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. They agreed to send me for training. I was 13 when I left home.
That's not very old.
13? That's still so young.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to the Order at infancy. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated first.
What about your family?
What about your family? Did you miss them?
Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
What do Templars do?
Do the Templars do anything besides hunt mages?
Templars protect against the dangers of magic. Before the Order left the Chantry, that meant serving in a circle. They were also tasked with tracking apostates, or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak or malicious.
What do you think of mages?
What do you
This
think of
can't end
mages?
well.
Are they all a threat?
I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust because of it, at times without cause. That was unworthy of me. I will try not to do so here. Not that I want mages moving through our base completely unchecked. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession at the least.
Here's the thing, and it might be slightly spoilery, but at the same time, If you have played, especially if you played all the Dragon Age games, and Awakening, you know they are not good always at character development between games. They're not. Most of the time, it doesn't end well. Colin is one of those exceptions. His character development, especially through even this game, is just great. And yeah. Wow, my love of Colin is really showing in this Let's Play for my lack of, like, romance. We're only, what? Are we even in the double digits yet of videos? I don't even remember. But his character development is going to be wonderful. We lived in the Circle.
You've lived in the Circle. What was a typical day for a Templar there?
Typical. The last time I was in a circle was right before it fell apart. Nothing was typical.
Before that, then?
Certain rituals require a full guard. A mage's harrowing, for instance. I've attended a few. Most of the time, you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in the circle, ready to respond if needed. Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
Do you not speak to the mages?
Do Templars and mages never speak to each other?
Some do, but Templars are supposed to maintain a certain distance from their charges. If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, you must act quickly, without hesitation. Your judgment cannot be clouded. Of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
Yep, that was the... that was my response I was thinking up in my head, so glad it's said in-game. How are Templars trained?
What does Templar training involve?
There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templars are among the best warriors in Thedas. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
Did you enjoy it?
Did you enjoy your training?
I wanted to learn everything. If I was giving my life to this, I would be the best Templar I could.
You were a model student.
I wanted to be. I wasn't always successful. Watching a candle burn down while reciting the Chant of Transfigurations wasn't the most exciting task. I admit, my mind sometimes wandered.
Tell me about the... Tell me about those vows. Tell me about their vows.
Do Templars take vows? I swear to the Maker to watch all the mages. That sort of thing.
There's a vigil first. You're meant to be at peace during that time, but your life is about to change. When it's over, you give yourself to a life of service. That's when you're given a filter, your first draft of lyrium and its power. As Templars, we are not to seek wealth or acknowledgement. Our lives belong to the Maker and the path we have chosen.
Oh, that's a Romance option, so never mind. That was all.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
Another time, then.
Another time is now.
Did you need
Please stop
something?
making that joke. Why did the Templars leave?
Why would Templars break away from the Chantry?
The Order believes the Chantry no longer supports their efforts. Not to the extent they should.
What changed?
But the Templars have served the Chantry for ages.
And in that time, they've come to take the Order's services for granted. Templars risk their lives against blood magic, demons, abominations, to feel as if those efforts are dismissed. I may disagree with the Order's actions, but I'm here as proof of that. I sympathize with their frustrations.
Yeah, and also, like, he makes... I love him so much. No, I'm gonna keep my thoughts about Colin, because I've said too much today already. But, at least Origins... If you think back to Origins and what happened in Origins, and then follow that with Kirkwall, it's not surprising he has the point of view he does. Anything I should know?
Is there anything I should know?
The Lord Seeker's actions are a mystery, but the Templars will aid us. They cannot sit idle while the breach remains.
Tell me about your colleagues.
What do you think of the people you work with?
Who do you mean?
How's working with Josephine?
What do you think of our ambassador?
We have little in common. How she delights in meeting with nobles all day is beyond me. But I enjoy working with her.
What do you think of Liliana?
How do you like working with Leliana?
The Inquisition would not exist without her. I may not always agree with her methods, but she's more passionate about our cause than anyone. Cassandra may have declared the Inquisition publicly, but Liliana is just as responsible for its formation.
As far as you can ask about Cassandra, tell me about our soldiers.
Are you satisfied with the Inquisition's forces?
Our numbers are small, but they suit our needs for the time being. Some Templars have joined us instead of following the Order. They've proven invaluable in training new recruits.
No more questions.
I should let you get back to work.
I'm not going to do that last one and go through because we can be sitting here for a while doing that. I forgot what we were doing story-wise. I ever have quests on the Storm Coast? Oh. Reports of Grey Wardens? Sure, okay. I don't remember getting that. Oh, bloody. That involves power. That'll just be kind of an over the entire thing. Speak with Haven's thing. Templar. Champions of the Just. Oh. Discuss Fiona's offer with advisors. Contact the Templars. Okay, so that is also setting up that we need to go do some quests. I won't go through the Interlands ones at the moment. Come on, game.
These truths the Maker has revealed to me.
You got this, game. You got this. How is my inventory doing, by the way? Oof. It would do being a bit bigger. Or giving me like somewhere I can just store all my random stuff.
Have you seen Enchanted Vivian? Picture of what a circle mage should be.
Oh yeah, I forgot we recruited Vivienne. And Sarah, right, we did that last session.
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in a city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
Going was worth the risk.
We had to do something, and now we have an opportunity.
As much as I didn't feel like it initially.
And we have the opening we need to approach the Templars and the mages.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
Oh. I don't think this is the final choice. I think I can change my mind. I have zero desire to join the Templars. Even if I've done the mage route already, but there's also still nothing that's making me want to then turn around and join the Templars just to see if it's that different. Plus, I like Fiona. I like Fiona better than Lucius. Should we just go neutral? Let's try going neutral for now. You must choose then.
Or you could stop bickering and make a decision.
I agree.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
I think both sides are pretty desperate, Cassandra. There's always danger.
So it'll be dangerous. I've been in danger since I walked out of the Fade.
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave,
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options. There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
It sounds suspicious.
That does sound odd. I agree.
The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if he can't?
Then there may be more going on than we thought.